I was 13 to 14 years old, a few months before my stepfather had been convicted of molestation. I had been the key witness, and he was sentenced to 8 years in prison for his crime. My mother did not want the case to go to court because she feared for our lives if he was to be released for any reason, as he was a violent man. My mother blamed me some because I had not told her sooner, and we were having problems with me being a rebellious teen and her feeling as if she did not protect me well enough from this man. One night my mother and her new boyfriend were going to go out on a date. I did not want to be left alone, and I had a fit because I was not invited. My mother and I had a slight altercation, and she left me alone anyways and went out. After she left, I started thinking about all she had said during the fight and how she had been treating me different since the trial. And I got very mad, then very sad, and finally I was tired of it all. Tired of knowing that this man had stolen my innocence for nearly 8 years of my life, and knowing that men would always be more important to my mother than me. I was tired of being teased in school because of what had happened, and I just decided that my life would never get better, and I gave up and looked all over the house for any kind of pill I could find. My mother had been taking some nerve pills before and during the trial, so I looked for them. I found the pills and some mild pain medication and some other stuff that looked like it might cause drowsiness. I got on my favorite nightgown. I put over it my favorite shirt that had belonged to a best friend, and I sat on my bed and took all the pills one by one, 42 in all. Then I wrote a note to tell my mom that I was sorry if I made her life hard to live, and that I loved her, and that I hoped she loved me too. I drank what was left of the water in the glass, lay down on my bed, placed my hands across my chest, and for all I can remember, went to sleep. During this sleep I had a dream, but it wasn't a dream, if that makes any sense. I have no idea what day of my coma this happened or if it happened while I was in my own bed. All I remembered was a beautiful white bright light and the overwhelming feeling of love and acceptance. I felt like this was the best feeling I could ever have asked for. I have never felt that kind of love before or since. I knew there was someone, something, there with me. This person, thing, turned out to be a huge hand raised up as if to warn me to stop. The hand was illuminated and whiter than the surrounding whiteness. I heard a voice coming from the direction of the hand, and it said, "Go back, it's not your time." Then the next thing I remember was feeling sad again, and I had something in my nose. I could hear my mother and my cousin Chris talking to each other. I don't remember what they were saying, but could tell who they were. When I woke from my coma, I asked my mom what Chris was doing there, and she said, "How did you know that he was here? You were still out of it." I told her that I could hear them talking. Then I said, "Mama, it was so beautiful." She asked what I was talking about, and I told her what I just told you. It was hard for me to talk because I had a tube in my nose going into my stomach. It was pumping in something black. Soon after that, my doctor came in and talked with me some, and they took the tube out, and then he came back and scolded me for trying something like this, and that I should never do it again. "Always wait one more day," he said. Then he said, "If you still feel like doing it, call me, and I will be glad to talk to you." That same day I told my mom that my heels of my feet hurt, and she began to cry. It seemed she had pulled me out of bed that next morning after trying to wake me up for school, and she had by herself dragged me to the car and drove me to the hospital. My feet had hit all 4 of the steps out of our front door. My mom was 4 feet 10 inches tall, and I was about 5 feet tall and weighed at least 40 pounds heavier than her. She also told me that she said a prayer for me while I was in the coma. Her prayer was not what I would have expected. "God, please let my child live." She instead said, "God, if her life will be better than it is now, please let her live. If it's not, please take her so she won't suffer anymore." I cried when she told me that, and I thanked her for her selflessness.